Hey guys, welcome to the Business News Show. Let's get straight into our stories. With me, Siddharth. Hey Siddharth.
Hi Nikhil, hello everyone.
The first story we have for you today is ByteDance, which is the owner of TikTok, picks Oracle over Microsoft to be its technology partner. Now, before we go into this news story, there was a very interesting tweet from one of India's top, startup founders, which is Kunal Shah. He said that this is the stark difference between India and US on the way they approach capitalism. India banned TikTok, Microsoft, and in US they managed to get it sold or make a technology partner out of it. So I think really different approach. So what do you think, Siddharth? Okay, so I guess he is disconnected. But yeah, I mean, basically, Microsoft was in the race to try to become a technology partner for TikTok in US, and I guess Oracle just joined in a little bit later. I really wonder how an enterprise company is going to operate a social media brand. Like Oracle is known for its enterprise sales. Oracle is known for its hardcore execution. They are not hip. They are not, necessarily. What you'd associate with a technology company with. So I'm actually a bit surprised with this particular acquisition because this is not an acquisition exactly. This is more of something along the lines of uh, a technology partner just to make sure that the Trump government doesn't shut down TikTok, right? And this was very interesting, right? When the way India approached it was we just outright banned it, but the way US approached it was they made sure that the product is going, it's still making money, but it's no longer owned in China. And I don't know, like, which is the right approach. What do you think, Siddharth?
I think this is a much better approach to be honest. At least they're not outrightly banning it. It's not hurting any economic benefits that we might be getting out that they might be getting out of it. And
Yep.
plus, it Trump has basically strong armed them into picking Oracle over Microsoft because Larry Ellison is in good terms
He's a good friend.
with Trump. Yeah, and he is assured Trump that they will look into the security concerns that they were raising. So it's a
Okay.
win-win for him as well. So he can boast about how TikTok had to bow down in front of him.
So I'll tell you this. I mean, the thing here is this, right? People may actually, end up criticizing Trump, but one of the reasons why his followers love him so much is that ये जो एक्टिविटी है कि मैं एक पॉलिटिशियन हूँ और मेरे एक दोस्त को ये डील कराने दे रहा हूँ और समथिंग लाइक दैट, राइट? ये हर एक कंट्री में हर एक काइंड ऑफ गवर्नमेंट में होता है. ट्रम्प जस्ट डजंट गिव अ फक.
या ही ओन्स इट ना
या
वो खुले में करता है और वो बोलता भी है कि हाँ मेरा दोस्त है मैं उसको दे रहा हूँ और क्योंकि वो मेरा दोस्त है वो आपका भी दोस्त है और आपके साथ गलत नहीं करेगा तो इससे बेटर है कि मैं अपने दोस्त को ही दूं कंपेयर टू कोई माइक्रोसॉफ्ट को दूं जो एक टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनी है जिस पे मेरा कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है इस पे मेरा
yep,
कंट्रोल है तो आप जो बोलोगे
exactly.
वैसा ही होगा एंड दैट इज व्हाट देयर हिज फॉलोअर्स बिलीव एज वेल.
Yep. So let's see. I mean, if anything, the trope of him not being a traditional politician is just solidified here. For another politician, a move like this is career suicide. For Trump, it's like,
It's
say,
another
boss.
day at the office.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Moving on to my next story. SoftBank sells chip designer ARM to Nvidia for $40 billion. This is actually some good news for SoftBank. There was an interesting caveat in this, wherein the $5 billion would be dependent on designers' business performance. So I'm not sure how it'll really make sense. Now, if you think about it like this, SoftBank bought ARM about 4 years back for about $32 billion. And in given the current market scenario and given how bad SoftBank has been hit by their WeWork debacle, and I'm sure what is going to be an Oyo debacle soon, I think this is a pretty decent, sort of breather which they've got. What do you think, Siddharth?
I think it's only delaying the inevitable. I mean, honestly, I think SoftBank is running a Ponzi scheme. they take money from one end of the world and they pump it into another. Then when that place doesn't produce enough returns, they take money out of there and pump it somewhere else. So it's essentially a Ponzi scheme, which is going to blow out one way or the other. And
No, so I'll tell you this. SoftBank, in the end of the day, is a VC firm, right?
yeah,
They need one big hit, man. They need one massive hit.
I understand. And their last big hit was Alibaba.
Yeah, and I think so. As an example, I think Slack is going to be a big hit. ARM necessarily wasn't a loss. Like they got an $8 billion gain in 4 years in this market. I think that's pretty good. Uh, See, if even one of them, right, like say an Airbnb, I'm not sure if Airbnb, SoftBank is invested in Airbnb, but say Slack takes off the way it's supposed to, or any one of these startups which they've invested in, like they
Mhm.
have a very nice, they have a very nice portfolio in real estate. Even if one of them takes off, they'll
Right.
make the money back, and that's how a VC operates. I don't know why you feel it's a Ponzi scheme. Like that's how a VC operates.
Uh, there are too many things. I mean, we can cover it in another video, but I am honestly very convinced that SoftBank is not what it claims itself to be. It is a much bigger scam art, to be very honest. And
No,
coming
no.
back to
So
the
okay,
story, I think it's going to be Nvidia and Intel, right? There's nobody else left.
no,
So
no, no.
we
AMD has been doing really well. What are you saying? I mean, AMD has been performing very, very well.
is it? I'm
Like,
not sure. I'm not sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. AMD in the recent generation, right? Their stock prices have been how much ever Intel has lost in his stock price, AMD has actually gained. And the
Okay.
recent generation of processors, they have been kicking Intel's ass. So,
Okay.
the interesting thing to see in this, so SoftBank, we will be covering it in another video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. But the interesting thing to see in this is Apple's chip manufacturing is based on ARM technology, and
Yep.
Nvidia and Apple hate the fuck out of each other. Like
Yep.
they cannot collaborate on one thing. Like they have a very, very bad history. I don't know what Apple is going to do. You know what's the crazy part? It's almost Apple actually were one of the first companies which were approached by SoftBank to purchase ARM, and they decided not to go with it for fear of some more anti-monopolistic laws.
Yeah.
So I feel so sad in one regard, but at the same time, I mean, Apple is a juggernaut, so you don't really care. But I really want to see now what happens with Apple Silicon, because they have done massive investment in Apple Silicon. You're talking about billions and billions of dollars in their own processors. Like September 15th, I guess you may see some new products. But what do you think is going to happen with Apple now that their stark nemesis has taken over?
I think there are no permanent enemies or friends in business. Like, if they are the sole suppliers, they have to just make peace with it and start working with them. There's no two ways about it.
Okay.
That's where it ends, I think.
Let's see how this
Yep.
pans out. But yeah, I mean, this is really some sort of, I don't know, like water for Nvidia, which was in the hell of losses. So,
Yep.
so moving on to our next story. So 77-year-old entrepreneur Ashok Soota hits Indian IPO jackpot the second time. And what do you think about this, Siddharth?
This guy is a legend. He took Wipro from zero to $100 million. Then he started Mindtree, took it till IPO, till 100 million in revenues. Then the co-founders had a disagreement. They broke off in 2007. He started Happiest Mind Technologies in 2011, and it's 2020. And in the middle of the pandemic, he's come out with the IPO, and it is people have subscribed it 150 times over. So
Whoa,
it
that's
speaks
crazy.
a lot about the kind of execution capabilities this man has, and he's an industry stalwart. I think he should be advising the government on IT policy and the sorts, because people end up working all their life and don't get to one IPO. This guy has
Yep,
done
yep,
it twice.
yep.
He's nothing short of a
And
legend.
these are not small IPOs, by the way. These are massive
Exactly,
IPOs
these are
in
massive
profitable
IPOs.
companies. Yep.
Yep.
I mean, this was so. If anyone wants to wonder, right? Look, if your business is solid, if your idea is solid, like age is not a number. It's all about execution. Like there's nothing
Exactly.
else. There's no ego.
He started Happiest Mind Technologies at 68. Most
Wow.
people retire by like most people die, dude, at that point. Forget retiring. This guy is taking an IPO, mind
Yeah,
blowing
yeah,
stuff.
absolutely incredible. And then the crazy part is, right? This is a highly competitive space. It's not like it's
Exactly.
a walk in the park. It's not like it's like amazing IP and all that. Highly competitive space may establishing an online a business dependent on technology, servicing clients across the globe. I mean, superb, superb news and inspiration. I definitely want to cover Ashok Sutta a little bit more on Business Banao. So don't forget to subscribe, guys. We will be releasing some more videos. Moving on to our next story. Amazon has decided to hire another 1 lakh people to keep up with online shopping surge. So, what do you
Yep.
think about this? That
I think it was inevitable given the circumstances, given Corona, given the
Yep.
lockdown, people end up buying at home. And we can say all we want about Amazon and its competitors, but when it comes to shopping online, 90% of the times people go to Amazon.com. There is no two ways
Absolutely.
about it. I mean, I was recently reading a thread where किसी ने बोला कि 1995 में अमेज़न जब स्टार्ट हुआ था, आई मीन जब भी स्टार्ट हुआ था, 95 से लेकर 2002 तक उनके सारे एम्प्लॉयज़, चाहे वो सीनियर स्टाफ हो, एग्जीक्यूटिव लेवल का स्टाफ हो, ऑफिस का स्टाफ हो, वो सब इंडिविजुअली फुलफिलमेंट सेंटर्स जाके पैकेजेस पैक करके उन्हें सेंड आउट करते थे. उसके बाद भी दे वर नॉट एबल टू मीट द डिमांड. And this
Wow.
went on for year after year after year until they hired someone who was from a manufacturing background who had worked with Walmart and stuff, and he figured it out. So for 7 to 8 years during peak holiday season, which is the season right now, they had to employ all their staff only into doing fulfillment center duties. So that
Wow.
speaks volumes about how important Amazon and the festival season shopping is. And
Yep.
I think right now it is a easily 10 to 20x compared to that time. So I'm not at all surprised if they're hiring more people.
Yep. I mean, and Amazon. So one of the things which you have to understand is in terms of a purchase, it is one of the most seamless purchases you can make. Like
Exactly.
it's and they work their ass off every single day. You may fight them, you may tell they are anti, competition and all that. They don't give two shits. They are only working every single day to figure out how they can reduce cost, reduce time, and give the customer a great experience. And
Yep.
they'll fight government, they'll fight everything. And I mean, like it's hats off if you talk about it in terms of execution, right? No technology company for so long can be consistently executing on a vision like this. Like seriously
Yep.
appreciate the way Amazon is built. Moving on to our next story, this is some really sad news. So, nearly 1.75 crore small businesses are pretty much on the verge of closure.
Yep.
Guys, India runs because of these small businesses. It's not the big businesses which help India run, it's these guys. And this is not I have no political affiliations to make this sentence. Like, literally, small businesses are which push the economy forward. And this is some really sad news.
This number is pretty huge. I mean, it out of total, like we have a total of 7 to 8 crore small businesses. So this is almost 25% of them, and it's really sad considering how bad the economy is hit, how
Yep,
people have lost their jobs. I think after them losing their jobs, they only had the small businesses or the shops that their family used to run to fall back upon. Now even
correct.
they are closing down. I mean, so it all boils down to this, Nikhil, ki jab tak central government states ko budgetary allocations or fiscal incentives नहीं देती है in this scenario, तब तक ये situation control में नहीं आ सकती. So they have to borrow from outside and pump in money into the market That is all there is to this. There's no going around that. So
Yep.
that has to be done, and I don't know why the government is delaying it, and because there's no way out of this. Like
This is what
people,
every country has done. Like Germany has
yeah,
done this,
exactly.
France has done this, developed countries have done this. Like France, for example, till the next mid March, they will be paying salaries to 84% of the salary to all their people. And
Exactly. Now, see, now that those are the kind of measures they need to take, and it's not like India cannot borrow money. I mean, everybody is getting money right now.
the crazy part is, I mean, what you said is right. That's the only way out. There was this very interesting interview which I had seen where they actually spoke about this. They spoke about what is the condition of the fiscal deficit of India and all that. And we may not be able to do that. The percentages are almost at the level where it can trigger a hyperinflation. And that may be one of the reasons why they're not doing it. But at the same time, if you don't do that, then your economy is damaged forever. Like,
You're only delaying the inevitable, right? You're delaying the explosion. You
yep,
cannot curb it. The
exactly.
explosion will happen. You can delay it. That's all you can do. And it's pretty sad. I mean, don't know how this
Let's see.
goes. Yep.
I mean, guys at Business But Now, we hope to help you build businesses, and this is the sort of sad news which really upsets us. Either way, thanks a lot for watching. Do subscribe for more new shows. We do it daily. Also, by the way, guys, I will be starting to upload one interview with an entrepreneur who's built a pretty good business, their journey, almost every single day going forward. So don't forget to subscribe to Business Banao for that. And a lot more content coming up on Business Banao. So stay tuned. Thanks a lot, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye, Siddharth.
Bye bye.